Y'all, picture this: you're 4 years old, living in a fancy imperial palace, ruling an entire kingdom, and you don't even know who your real mom is. Even wilder? The grandma who put you on the throne? She locks you in a dark cell and has you whacked by 8. This ain't no made-up drama, it's 100% real tea from ancient China. Meet Liu Gong, history's saddest pawn emperor. How chaotic was his life? Why in the world would a grandma murder her own grandson? Today we're unpacking the Han Dynasty's darkest royal secrets. Trust me, by the end you'll be yelling power is straight up ruthless. To get why Liu Gong's story hits so hard, we gotta talk about his grandma, Lu Ji, the OG queen of chaos in Chinese history. This woman did not come to play. As soon as her husband, Emperor Liu Bang, China's version of George Washington, kicked the bucket, she turned the palace into a bloodbath. First, she tortured Liu Bang's favorite concubine into a human pig, a nightmare torture where she chopped off the woman's hands and feet, gouged her eyes, and poisoned her throat to muffle her screams. Her own son, Emperor Hui, Liu Ying, walked in on that horror, and it broke him. Total mental collapse. He checked out of ruling, partied non-stop, and died at 23 from depression. To cling to power for the Liu clan, Lu Ji pulled a move so twisted it's insane. She forced her 11-year-old granddaughter Zhangyang to marry her own uncle, Emperor Hui. Yeah, you heard that right, uncle weds niece. This messed up incest plot was just to keep the royal blood pure, so she could call all the shots. Like, Simon, who does that? But here's the kicker: 11-year-old Zhangyang couldn't have kids. No heir equals Lu Ji's power would crumble. And that's when Liu Gong, this happy accident, crawled into the picture. Liu Gong's real mom was just a no-name maid in Emperor Hui's harem, no status, no connections, just a woman who got pregnant. But as soon as Lu Ji heard about the baby, she saw her perfect scheme. Let's break down Lu Ji's shady master plan. Step 1. Lie to the entire country that Queen Zhangyang was pregnant. Everyone knew it was a fake, but no one dared speak up. Lu Ji's that scary. Step 2. When the maid gave birth to Liu Gong, sneak the baby away in the dead of night and pass him off as Zhangyang's biological son. Step 3. Silence the maid for good. To cover her tracks, Lu Ji poisoned Liu Gong's real mom. No witnesses, no loose ends. Even sadder? The maid's name wasn't even scribbled in history, she's just labeled a palace maid. And Liu Gong? He grew up in a web of lies, calling his mom's killer grandma and his own aunt mom, trapped in a gilded cage full of secrets. Wild, right? In 188 BCE, when Emperor Hui died, Lu Ji pulled off her ultimate power play. She crowned 4-year-old Liu Gong emperor, known as the former young emperor. On the surface, it's grandma doting on her grandson, but let's keep it real. Liu Gong was just a walking, talking imperial prop. Lu Ji held all the power. She was the real emperor pulling the strings. Liu Gong's emperor life was straight up absurd: top-tier food, silk robes, but zero actual freedom. He couldn't even pick his own snacks. Lu Ji turned the royal court into the Liu family fan club. She ignored Liu Bang's sacred rule, no one outside the Liu clan shall be king, and handed out flashy titles to her brothers and nephews left and right. Any minister who dared disagree, either fired on the spot or vanished without a trace. The whole palace was crawling with Lu Ji's spies. Every word Liu Gong said, every little move he made, got reported to grandma faster than you can say power grab. while other 7-year-olds were playing in the mud. Liu Gong had to fake being an adult in court, bowing with the ministers, sitting through boring state meetings, pretending to understand stuff that went way over his tiny head. The eunuchs and maids bowed and scraped, but no one dared tell him the truth, not about his mom, not about his grandma being a cold-blooded killer. Until one day, a bold old eunuch, or maybe a plant sent to snitch, leaned in and whispered the truth. "Young Emperor, Queen Zhongyang ain't your mom. Your real mom was murdered by Empress Dowager Lu." Kids get mad fast, and Liu Gong's anger was a death sentence. When he heard the truth, he blew his top. An 8-year-old with zero filter screamed, "Lu Ji killed my mom and tricked me into calling someone else mom. When I grow up, I'll get revenge, I'll kill her." That outburst was like handing Lu Ji a free pass to off him. When her spies reported it, she laughed coldly, "This little brat already hates me, wait till he's older, he'll wipe out the entire Lu clan." What happened next? Lu Ji did what she did best. First, she told the world the emperor's lost his mind. He's mentally unfit to rule. Then she threw Liu Gong into the Yongxiang, the palace's secret prison, a pitch-black, damp cell where enemies of the state vanished forever. Once he was locked up, Lu Ji issued a death order: no one visits him, no one feeds him. The former boy emperor, once living in luxury, either starved to death or was secretly poisoned. He was only 8 years old. History books barely mention his death, just 3 cold words: deposed and executed. They made a murder sound like a minor detail. Insane. Liu Gong died, and Lu Ji didn't even flinch. She immediately installed another of Emperor Hui's sons, Liu Hong, the later young emperor, as her next pawn. But she didn't know her days were numbered. In 180 BCE, when Lu Ji kicked the bucket, Liu Bang's old ministers and the Liu clan launched the Liu clan purge. Every single member of the Liu family, men, women, kids, was beheaded. Even the later young emperor Liu Hong got axed, with the bogus excuse, he's not really Emperor Hui's son. Total lie, they just wanted to erase all traces of Lu Ji's rule. In the end, Liu Bang's 4th son, Liu Heng, landed the ultimate win. He became Emperor Wen and started the rule of Wen and Jing, China's famous golden age of peace and prosperity. But what about Liu Gong? The poor kid who was used, abused, and dumped by his own grandma? He was totally erased from history. No official biography, no grand memorials, just a tiny footnote, like he never existed. Why does Liu Gong's story still give us chills today? Because it exposes the ugly truth about power. Family means jack when you're hungry for control. A 4-year-old kid, born to be a pawn, denied the truth and killed for speaking his mind. That's way darker than any TV drama. Y'all, isn't Liu Gong's story absolutely devastating? If you were 8-year-old Liu Gong, would you keep your mouth shut or snap like he did? Was Lu Ji a power-hungry monster or a genius but evil politician? Drop your fire takes in the comments, let's debate. Love this dark royal drama? Slap that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Next time, we're exposing China's greatest actor emperor, Emperor Wen Liu Heng. How did he survive Lu Ji's reign by playing dumb, then rise to become one of China's best rulers? It's gonna be even wilder than Liu Gong's story. Follow me for more weird, dark, and juicy Chinese emperor stories. See you next time.